Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the participation in the COP26 process and for your continued interest and support to Tajikistan to adapt to the climate change. Tajikistan in general and Gorno-Badakhshan Autonomous Oblast particularly vulnerable to climate change. Year by year, we are feeling its impact on agriculture and food security, fauna and flora, even people and crop health, and especially intensity of nature disaster. The government of Tajikistan, as you have been hearing during these past few days and in today's session, is making significant steps toward development of policy and procedures and taking financial and technical measures to build resilience toward climate change. Because of sudden change of the temperature and season, like very cold and long winter, short and unpredictable spring, very hot summer, unclear autumn, shortage of water in some places, and other problems, government is working with farmers, for example, to upspeed the planting season by provision of machinery and new technology, to find shorter vegetation crop, to find the drought resistant seed, usage of the drip irrigation, greenhouses, and better soil and water method of the conservation and other practical actions. Because of the change of the temperature and many villages at the high altitude, farmers now changing their practice from crop to the livestock, which is good, but it has another dimension, degradation of the pasture, because of the big number of the livestock compared to the current capacity of the pasture. To avoid this kind of the disaster, we are working with communities to develop their pasture management plan, to diversify their source of income, to help with marketing and other value chain elements. Gorno-Badakhshan Oblast doesn't have its own source of the coal or gas, and in the Soviet time, electricity was provided mainly by the diesel generator everywhere for the people for cooking and eating and lighting. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, we almost lost all our forestry, and we faced a huge deforestation and even desertification in Murghab district. Thanks to the government, development partners, and our rich resource of the water, we managed to build several hydro and solar power stations that to provide clean energy to all the people. It is now very nice to see again our forests are becoming green, and we are following on the best recommendation and initiatives are coming from the COP26 session. Forestation and trees plantation is now one of the key tasks of every citizen. 97% territory of Gabon is mountain. As a result of the glacier melt and sometimes creating mountain lake, and after these outbreaks, flood, avalanche, mud flows, landslide, we are losing our main infrastructure, and the damage is $1,000 every year, and unfortunately even we are losing people's life. Khorog city, capital of Gabon, by itself also located in the mid of the mountains, and with the three rivers coming from three valleys and suffering both from the local and also remote hazards. Additionally, Khorog was built extensively since last century, and it is facing now not only challenges related to the climate change, but also strong demographic pressure because of the urbanization, and also degradation of the main infrastructure and difficulties in delivering on the key municipal services. Many functions of the municipal delivery depend only on one source. For example, one source of the water, one source of electricity, one road, one bridge, and other, which is very dangerous if some of them will be collapsed. For addressing this challenges, Government of Tajikistan, under leadership of His Excellency President Emomali Rahmon, initiated a process that we are piloting in Gibao to bring together national and oblast government with the communities, private sector, international partners in building resilience to the climate change in our urban and rural habitats. One of the flagship projects that you will be hearing today in today's session is Khorog, or Urban Resiliency Program. This initiative of the government of Tajikistan will be implemented in partnership with the government of the Switzerland and Aga Khan Development Network to develop mechanisms and tools that government can work with the most risk communities, the most vibrant members of the civil society, representatives of the private sector, to develop a solution to environmental resilience that are targeted, specific, and sustainable. It is something new for the government staff, and we need a lot of practical capacity building and learning to have the capacity and confidence to put in place sustainable resilience and enabling investment to support economic growth too. Khorog, as model of the resilient city, can contribute to the development of wider area by offering quality education, world-class health services, and clean energy. Fortunately, we have been able to work with the United Nations Agency, Aga Khan Agency for Habitat, and other experts to develop procedure, framework, and agreements, and to make it reality. Hopefully, this pilot could be then further replicated in other parts of Tajikistan and even beyond of the country. Once again, our thanks to the government of the Switzerland, Aga Khan Development Network, and other donors and partners who joined us in this important initiative. Wish you productive session and looking forward to host you in Gorno Badakhshan of Tajikistan. Thank you very much for your attention.